Welcome back. Look around your neighborhood. You probably see brand new SUVs in the driveways, massive houses with perfectly manicured lawns, and people constantly upgrading their lifestyles. It looks like everyone is doing exceptionally well. It looks like everyone has figured out the secret to wealth. But the mathematical reality is completely different. Behind those beautiful front doors, a massive percentage of these households are suffocating. They are living paycheck to paycheck, one missed salary away from total financial disaster. This is the great illusion of modern society. Society has fundamentally confused spending money with having money. Previous tactical breakdowns covered the mechanics of the Canadian tax system, the TFSA, and dividend investing. But today, the focus shifts to the foundation. Because if the mind is broken, the math simply does not matter. The system is perfectly engineered to keep the population trapped in a cycle of endless consumption, constantly working to pay for things they do not actually own. To escape this trap, a fundamental psychological shift must occur. It is the invisible line that separates the fake rich from the truly free. It is time to tear down the illusion. The trap usually begins subtly. It is a phenomenon known as lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep. When income increases, perhaps a promotion or a new job, the standard of living automatically increases to match it. A raise of $10,000 a year suddenly justifies leasing a brand new $60,000 truck. A slightly better salary suddenly justifies tapping into a home equity line of credit, or HELOC, to renovate a kitchen that was already perfectly functional. The Canadian economy heavily encourages this behavior. Banks are thrilled to lend massive amounts of money based on future earning potential. The trap closes when an earner makes $150,000 a year, but systematically spends $155,000. They are on a golden hamster wheel. They look incredibly wealthy to their friends and colleagues, but their net worth is actually negative. They are merely funneling their high income directly through their bank account and into the pockets of car dealerships, luxury brands, and mortgage lenders. They are working exhausting hours to maintain a facade. This brings up the stark contrast between the fake rich and the truly wealthy. Fake wealth is incredibly loud. It is the financed luxury car, the heavily mortgaged oversized house, and the constant display of designer logos. It is a performance designed to impress strangers. But real wealth is completely silent. It is known as stealth wealth. If you look closely at the habits of actual self-made millionaires, they often drive 10-year-old reliable vehicles like a Honda or a Toyota. They live in modest homes well below their means. Why? Because they understand a fundamental financial truth. A vehicle is a rapidly depreciating hunk of metal, not a status symbol. They refuse to pay a premium just to look successful at a traffic light. Real wealth is the money that is not spent. It is the invisible capital sitting in investment accounts, quietly compounding and generating more wealth. The fake rich spend money to show people how much money they have, which is the fastest way to have less money. The weapon used to maintain this fake rich illusion is debt. Consumer debt acts as a massive anchor dragging down your financial future. When a vehicle is financed at 7 or 8% interest, a premium is being paid for impatience. The buyer is effectively stealing from their future self to satisfy a present desire. Every single dollar paid in interest to a bank for a consumer loan is a dollar that cannot be deployed into a TFSA. It is a dollar that cannot buy income-producing assets. The opportunity cost is staggering. If the monthly payment for a luxury car lease were instead invested into the Canadian oligopolies discussed in the monopoly method, the math would lead to permanent financial independence. Instead, that capital is destroyed the moment the vehicle is driven off the lot. Breaking the illusion requires a hard rule. If you cannot buy a consumer item twice in cash, you cannot afford it. Debt should only be used to acquire assets that appreciate or generate income. Using debt for status is financial suicide. Escaping this trap requires reprogramming the brain's reward system. The consumer mindset is programmed to release dopamine when buying a new product. The thrill of the purchase, the unboxing, the temporary feeling of elevated status. But that feeling fades rapidly, requiring another purchase to get the same chemical hit. The most powerful psychological shift a person can make is transferring that dopamine rush from consumption to ownership. Instead of getting a thrill from buying the newest $1,200 smartphone, the thrill must come from buying $1,200 worth of stock in the telecommunications company that provides the network. Instead of feeling proud of an expensive new banking app interface, the pride must come from owning the bank's dividend-paying shares. It is the transition from consumer to owner. When buying assets becomes more exciting than buying liabilities, the game is permanently won. You stop trading hours of your life for depreciating plastic and metal and start trading cash for a permanent slice of the economy. Ultimately, society has defined wealth incorrectly. Wealth is not a Rolex watch. Wealth is not a luxury vehicle. Wealth is time. Wealth is the ability to wake up in the morning and have absolute control over your schedule. It is the freedom to walk away from a toxic job. It is the security of knowing that a medical emergency or a recession will not destroy your family. The fake rich have sacrificed this freedom. They are chained to their high-paying jobs because they must service the massive debt required to maintain their illusion. They look like masters of the universe, but they are prisoners of their own spending. Real wealth provides options. It is unspent money that has been converted into a protective fortress. Stop playing the status game. The rules were written by corporations that want your capital. Lower your lifestyle, aggressively acquire assets, and build your bunker. Shields up. If this psychological shift changes your approach to money, subscribe and join the community. Stop looking rich. Start being